Here in previous seasons. Here is the Samp side. 3 changes from the win in the derby. Murillo for Ekdal, Caprari for Quagliarella, who's ill, and Yankto comes in for the suspended Ronaldo Vieira. And as for Juventus, they make 2 changes. Alexandro replaces Mattia Di Sciglio at left-back, and Pjanic back into the centre of midfield in place of the suspended Rodrigo Bentancur. Fired after no win in 8 games at Juve. Ranieri Sarri has done rather better than that at the start of his tenure. They faced off once in the Premier League. Chelsea beat Fulham by a couple of goals to 0. And we're underway. And if you are new to all of this, both teams playing in their traditional colours, if not kits. And Sam kick from left to right in this first half. And must, you feel, start well.
Well, you've got to play on the front foot to start with. Don't allow Juventus to get their game plan going, get it into their front 3. That's why Cristiano Ronaldo is important. Is he going to push up and stop 2 centre-halves playing out from the back with Caprari, or is he going to drop into midfield and mark Pjanic?
Here's Linetti. Now Torsby. Ferrari.
Demiral, who had a good game against Udinese at the weekend. What a chance for him to prove that he's a better partner for Bonucci than maybe Delict is.
He gets good reviews, Mary Demiral, every time he plays. Here's Ronaldo. If you're wondering, by the way, why this game is being played on a Wednesday ahead of the others, it's because of the Italian Super Cup in Riyadh on Sunday. Juve will head to Saudi Arabia after this to take on Lazio. Nice trip, 3 days before Christmas. Here's Bonucci. One back by Linetti. That's a defensive slip. Sam looking to pounce here. The challenge looked clumsy. Goal kick is the call. Well, Mary Demiral took a risk there, and they are imploring Rocky to take a look at this.
Well, he may well have another look. Certainly the VAR's having a look. He does lean into him, Muru. It was a mistake by Demiral to start with, but the continued play. They are saying nothing wrong with it. The referee got it absolutely right. But that was a mistake by the Turkish international there. He's got the pace to get back, but worrying moment for him.
And would you agree with Luca Banti that that's the right call?
On first viewing, yes, I would. I think Muru was looking for it. He actually leant into Demiral and then threw himself to the ground. He certainly didn't get much of a second look there. They are very quick to say there was nothing wrong.
There's Rabiot. Now Bonucci. Trying to calm things down a little bit here, Juve. Pumped forward by Danilo. Through to Audero. Big game for Emil Audero, the Samdoria goalkeeper, who was on the books at Juve, was a Juve youth player since the age of 11. In the end, didn't quite make the grade there, and it was close. Got into the first team, but was never going to be a regular. And, it's a good move for him to become the #1 at Sam.
Can those front two link up with each other, Ramirez and Caprari? Before his illness, most people thought it would be Gabbiadini and Quagliarella playing up front.
Bundled over was Ronaldo, so too Torsby. Yeah, the logic about Gabbiadini's interesting. Does Ranieri think he's better off the bench, doing what he did at the weekend? Do you automatically have to start the match winner in the next game? It's a brave call not to. There's Linetti. He teed up that match-winning goal for Gabbiadini, and he is full of fire tonight. There's Maru.
He doesn't get whistles too many places he goes. But he does here. Gigi Buffon, as you explained before the game.
You definitely can't talk about being a childhood Genoa fan and wanting to play for them and not get booed here. I think he'll wear that as a badge of honour, actually. Here's Pjanic. Now Danilo. Way by Omar Colley.
Yeah, not a good cross from Danilo. Ronaldo was coming round the back. Higuain was also at the far post. Just needed to get more height on that cross. It's a good switch of play. Samdoria closing the ball down quite quickly. Juve going to have to do well just to play beyond the pressure, play round the pressure.
There's Dybala. Helped on towards Rabiot. Behind for a Juve corner.
Weekend, Demiral was the target for a lot of these set plays. Made the goal for Bonucci, the third one.
Ronaldo with that near post run. Retrieved here by Alexandro. There's Matuidi. Now Pjanic. From Dybala. Down is Gaston Ramirez. The referee eventually pulls play back.
Both players going in for the slide challenge. Pjanic just catches Gaston Ramirez, who won the ball. I don't think there was any intent.
Ramirez thinks there was.
Yeah, he's also being told he's got to go off the field and come back on again. There is that challenge.
Rocky and Banti, I think, are just talking about it just to see if it's worth a look. I doubt it is.
It's Ramirez that was sliding in. Pjanic tried to stay on his feet, but as he came down, he just caught that man there.
Now Colley. There's Rabiot.
might have a tough job for Sampdoria's Dybala. When to close down Alexandro, as he's doing now, and when to tuck in alongside his midfielders. They're one player short in that midfield area.
Given away by Ronaldo. It's been a sloppy start, this, from Juve. Pjanic nudged over by Gaston Ramirez in a measure of retribution. That's a little subplot worth watching.
Seen the front three combined so far for Juve. Only going against Udinese by this time. They had 2 or 3 really good combination phases of play.
Forward by Bonucci, trying to pick out Dybala.
And that's exactly how they scored their first goal. Bonucci playing it forward to Dybala against Udinese, and Ronaldo following up. Quite full for him that time.
Now Danilo to roll it through. Nearly fell for Matuidi. Suddenly Samp a little desperate defensively there.
That's what Dybala has to do from his position behind the front two. If there's no space, he needs to go and make forward runs, as he did on that occasion. Bonucci will pick him out.
There's Rabiot. Towards Adrien Rabiot again. For once, Ronaldo couldn't control that. Here's Dybala. Now Pjanic. Wide from Pjanic again for Rabiot. They start to look so menacing so quickly, don't they?
There's some great one-touch football there, knowing where their next pass was. Wasn't a good cross from Rabiot. Ronaldo wanted the ball played in behind the back line. He tried to play it just in front of them. It's not been a good start from Ronaldo so far. Lost the possession a couple of times. Hasn't always made the right run.
Cleared by Odero. Now Alexandro. Demiral. Another sloppy pass, but retrieved this time by Alexandro. Udinese at the weekend, the first time in 18 months they'd scored 3 first-half goals. Felt like a statement that from Juventus.
Well, it's the best I've seen them play in that first half. They played at a tempo that Udinese couldn't cope with. They won the ball back high up the field. Some great combination play, the movement of Ronaldo, Higuain, and Dybala was excellent.
There's Ronaldo. Handball against Higuain.
Oh, what a pass that was from Ronaldo, outside of the right boot. It's also a good run from Higuain. Or was he given offside? May have just made it a fraction too early. A handball was given. Not sure it does come off his arm. It comes off the side of his chest. There's the ball with the outside of his foot. Brilliant from Ronaldo.
I think on balance the free kick was fair for one or the other. Now Bonucci.
Samdoria now just sitting that little bit deeper, trying to stay compact, just trying to Stop spaces in between their players, so Dybala can get into space and get himself turned. There's a mistake by Bonucci.
It's interesting that Sarri was answering questions at the weekend after playing the big three against Udinese and said, well, they're perfect for the three of them to play because they're so defensive. It's interesting that he then uses the same system again. And it goes from Ronaldo, held by Ardero, who's got very safe hands.
Yeah, good bit of skill from Cristiano Ronaldo, chopping it from his right foot onto his left. Change of pace, decent cross into the box.
That's under hit, nodded forward by Alexandro. Pjanic. Here's Matuidi. Back now with Alexandro. Ronaldo got up well, but was almost on the way back down when he met it.
Yeah, it was slightly behind him. Alexandro, when he does get into those sort of areas, is a good crosser of the ball. Now, good Ronaldo is in the air. He gets above Colli.
Nothing out of the ordinary so far at Marassi. Started strongly, Juventus, and Samp, we know, struggle for goals, especially without their top scorer, Gabbiadini. There's Yankto. Now Ronaldo. Oh, Matuidi's trying to steal in around Ferrari. And Ferrari got very, very lucky there.
He did get lucky. I'm not sure Matuidi does anything wrong here. Ferrari tried to block his run and got it all wrong. He slips over. Yes, there was a slight arm, but I don't think that's a foul. Ferrari got away with it big time on that occasion.
Bounced away from Dybala. Quite sure how much touchline Murillo was trying to steal there, but it's at least 10 yards. Here's Maru. Now De Pauli. Back with Jason Murillo. Good ball in! Best that Samp have produced so far. And with Gabbiadini or Quagliarella attacking it rather than Gaston, it might have been a different story.
Well, they work it well, 2v1 against Alexandro. They can't get a block on the cross. He's actually a big player and he's decent in the air, Gaston Ramirez. Jumps early, gets in front of Demiral and in behind Bonucci.
Higuain. Now Bonucci. There's Danilo. Fizzed in by Dybala. Now Alexandro. Nice switch of play for Dybala. And that is Juventus at their absolute best. Picture perfect finish from Paulo Dybala.
Well, that's Dybala at his best. This is a difficult technique. He's been out on that right wing. He'd been playing in behind the front two strikers. He drifted out to the right wing. He started the switcher play. Then he made his way back into the box. What a ball it is from Alexandro, but the technique is absolutely perfect. Even a little bit of bend on the ball. Starts outside the post and then comes back in. Nothing that Adero can do about that. What a great strike. You see it better from this angle. Brilliant from Dybala.
Scored his first 2 Serie A goals against Samp in his Palermo days. And how he has grown since then. Last season's goal of the season was on this ground. Quagliarella back heel. Sam try and push forward and the flag has stayed down. Caprari. They wanted the offside flag in the first place, Juve. But just going back to that point, Stuart, that might be up there, you know.
Absolutely.
That Dybala hit, it's going to have a chance.
And he's offside by a good yard, isn't he, Caprari? It's the fact that he saw the ball coming from a long way off and decided that was the technique he was going to use. He wasn't going to bring it under control. So many of those would go over the bar or be mishit. He struck it brilliantly and perfectly.
Something so dramatic when the pass hangs in the air and then is crunched in on the volley like that. Think of Muren and Van Basten, don't you? I know that was a different angle, but one of the great sights from Dybala.
He's having a good game, Dybala. Although he's playing in the role behind the two strikers, it looks as though Sarri's giving him freedom to go where he wants. Seen him out on the right wing just before he scored the goal. There we saw him out on the left wing. Go infield at the right time. He's just showing he's a clever tactical player as well here.
And it goes from Dybala. Now Danilo. Picked up by Alexandro. Bonucci.
Just not putting any pressure on the ball now, Samdoria, when it's with Juve's back four. Just sitting deep, trying to stay compact.
Well, they'd lost 3 in a row, Samp, and then picked themselves up with that victory against Genoa. They always knew this would be difficult going into the festive season, into the break. Go to San Siro to play Milan straight after the winter break. Then they've got a massive home game against Brescia. And while you can say anything here would be a bonus, they'll still be disappointed to have conceded, because there was just a sense in the opening 10 minutes that Juve might be vulnerable here. They don't look it now.
No, they've got their passing going. They're very narrow in midfield, Sampdoria, so there's easy passes out into the wide areas. Rebio will play it to Dybala, who again finds himself out on the right wing.
Here's Bonucci.
There's that problem for the Power League, and he's gone infield with Matuidi, so it's an easy pass to Alexandro, can then just break forward. Juve could keep the ball all day at this rate.
Here's Ronaldo. Pjanic helps it on. Rabiot uses his strength. Flick from Dybala. Beautifully worked again. The space and the strike from Higuain. This time he got underneath it.
Well, that's what we saw time and time again at the weekend. Dybala, Higuain, Ronaldo combined. There's a double 1-2 between the two Argentinians. Not quite the finish he was looking for.
That's not the best ball back to Demiral.
Shows the dominance of Juventus over the last 15 minutes or so. I don't think we've hardly mentioned Linetti or Yankto on the ball. Torsby in midfield have had to do a lot of chasing around, closing the ball down, but they're just being played around.
Here's Bonucci. 250th game for Juventus tonight for Leonardo Bonucci. It's one of those nights when there seem to be so many landmarks, you almost can't mention them all at the start. The obvious Buffon one. Number 250 for Bonucci. Alexandro, number 150 tonight. And you could at any point see Cuadrado. He is 250th in Serie A too. Everything comes together on one night in Genoa.
Feel as though the player they need to get on the ball, Samdoria, is Linetti. Dynamic player in that midfield.
Now Maru. Torsby closing down. Here's Yankto. Now Jason Murillo. Ronaldo. Do feel very worried for Sampdoria if Juve could get a second in this dominant spell.
At some point, Ranieri just needs to change his tactics slightly. Can't continue like this. They're 1-0 down. Juve are playing at will. Sampdoria can't put any pressure on the ball.
Here comes yet more pressure from Juve with Rabiot. Danilo. Now Dybala. Good challenge from Omar Colley, kind of challenge that can really lift the side, and then a little late from behind from Rabiot.
Well, Ronaldo stayed down. Rabiot thought he could win the ball back quickly. He's committed the foul. Just starting to enjoy his time at Juventus now. That's a good challenge in him from Colley. Rabiot tries to go through Samdoria man to get the ball.
Dybala, the goal scorer. There's Higuain. Good work there from Gaston Ramirez. And now Aguero does well under pressure.
Home crowd turned up, hoping they were going to see their team make it difficult for Juventus. They did for the first 6 or 7 minutes. It's completely changed now.
Here's Rabiot. Now Alexandro. Higuain with the clever touch. And Colley is well positioned again.
And Ronaldo didn't quite read where Higuain was going to play that. What a good first touch it was from Higuain. Just takes him beyond the challenge of Ferrari, puts it into a dangerous area. Good defending from Colley, though.
The way the three of them play together, it looks as if whoever they were playing it might work, not just against the more defensive-minded sides, like Sarri says.
Well, the only difference is Bernardeschi to Dybala. I'm not sure that Dybala's any worse defensively than Bernardeschi.
Whipped in by Pjanic. Falls for Alexandro, who improvised well. Well, not that well. You know what I mean.
He just fall in between his feet, so tried to use the outside of his left boot. At some point, Samdoria have to push on. They have to stop two centre-halves of Juventus have an easy possession. Yes, it will leave them outnumbered in midfield, but either Colley or Ferrari could then push onto Dybala at the right time, not before the ball's played.
You mentioned Bernardeschi versus Dybala, as it were, or versus Higuain, whatever you want. It's a charge down by Ronaldo. Aguero needs to be careful.
The other player we're not talking about at all at the moment is Aaron Ramsey, who everybody thought was bought to play in that number 10 role, a role that Dybala is playing in at the moment. Well, I've seen a lot of Aaron Ramsey over the years, and he likes running forward. He doesn't like running back or doing any defensive work, that's for sure.
And I always thought you were such a fan. Injuries have hampered him a bit this season as well in his defence.
I think Sarri's seen through the fact that he's a player that wants to have that little bit of freedom rather than actually play into a game plan, which Sarri is all about.
Here's Maru, along with Aguero, Sam's only ever present this season. Now Gaston Ramirez. Torsby. Going back briefly to Bernardeschi, there have been some cruel stats doing the rounds this week. The main one being, with him in the side, they average 0.9 goals per game. Juve, without him, it's 2.5. I know it's lies, damn lies and all of that, but there's some truth in it. As Gaston Ramirez is taken out, Juve aren't happy with it. Demiral with the challenge.
Well, Demiral should have got to the ball first. He's on the side when he makes the run. Demiral's only got his eyes on the ball. Gaston Ramirez just gets in front of him and he's just about to kick at the ball, and he kicks Gaston Ramirez. That's a free kick. It's a good job. It was just outside the box as well. He can wag his finger all he likes. He didn't even know he was coming.
Surely a yellow card, isn't it, as well, but not shown by Rocky.
Had a period in the second half, two centre-halves against Udinese at the weekend. They kept on running in behind them. they recovered well, but they didn't read the danger quickly enough, and that's been the case with Demiral on a couple of occasions here.
Well, Caprari is one candidate here, maybe the only candidate. Sampdoria don't have the riches of Juve from these direct free kicks. And it goes from Caprari and it's wasted. Do anything better from the corner. The lead was by Rabiot. Now Alexandro just ran into trouble there, and it's won back by Gaston Ramirez. And it still breaks kindly for Caprari. Gianluca Caprari for Sam. Home team level, and suddenly a routine night for Juve gets complicated.
Well, that's what can happen if you press the ball high up the field. Had players high up the field, could it have been a set play? Alexandro spent too long on the ball, they closed him down, they won it back. Dybala plays it to Alexandro here, he can't see his next pass, he was going to play it back to Bonucci. Gaston Ramirez wins it back, and then does well just to get it into the box. Again, it's Alexandro that toe pokes it away, but straight to Caprari, and what a good finish. He wraps his foot round it, he controls it really well. There was still a lot of work for him to do. Absolutely no chance for Buffon. Really good technique from that man there.
Only his second goal of the season. And what a big goal for him and his club. And whisper it if you dare, but it's a first half goal for Sampdoria, and they have been in short supply. It's only the third. They had the worst record in the Big Five European leagues along with Celta Vigo, but now they're off the bottom of that table.
That was a nasty challenge from Murillo. He went with his knee very high into Alexandro, so he's got away with that one. And got hurt himself, but he knew what he was doing there.
Well, he's been around the Colombian. 2 years at Inter for Jason Murillo. He's a pretty good pickup for Sam.
Must inspire Claudio Ranieri just to get his team to press that little bit higher up the field.
Bounces away from Gaston Ramirez. Big part to play in the equalising goal. Wouldn't he love it? Wouldn't he just love it, Ranieri? Sarri looks nervous.
Ramirez has to stay outside the box.
Header by Colli. Dybala looking for support. It was eventually there from Higuain, but not in time. Here's Morten Thorsby. Now Bonucci, closed down by Thorsby. Behind for a Juve goal kick.
Yeah, the pass back to the goalkeeper was being cut off by Caprari. The fans now believe the atmosphere is turned up a notch. Here's
Alexandro. foul by Ronaldo, yeah, it was.
Quite see what he did there. Here's the goal again. Alexandro gets himself in a bit of trouble. Probably wish he didn't get up quite so quickly. It was him that then toe-poked it straight to Caprari. He must have been in two minds whether to use his laces or the inside of his foot. In the end, he just wrapped his foot round it, and that kept the control on the ball. It's a really good finish from him.
Here's Collie. Alexandro, now Dybala. Oh, what a pass that is for Ronaldo, and Collie rather dived in. Back in from Matuidi. Just an indication there that Rocky was playing an advantage, and Pjanic is saying, give us the free kick.
Well, I think Rocky was actually saying that Collie won the ball. Referees have different ways of making their point. It wasn't clear. I think what he was saying that, yes, he won the ball. It's a dangerous challenge to make. Around the edge of the box.
Yeah, at best, he took some of the player. Touch of desperation about it. Now Alexandro. Here's Ronaldo. That's another delightful ball in, and neither Higuain nor Dybala could make contact, and Ronaldo has a little smile to himself.
Well, it looked as though he wasn't going to buy any space. Three players around him, but delivers the perfect ball over the top of the first centre-half. Collie didn't want to get a touch on it. Higuain couldn't. Dybala just a yard or so away.
I think it took everyone by surprise. Quality of the cross. Now Ronaldo. Dybala. Alexandro left the ball behind. There's Gaston Ramirez. Caprari's there to attack it again. They managed just about to smuggle it away. Here's Jason Murillo.
Well, Caprari was just trying to use the outside of his right boot to lift it over Bonucci and over the top of Buffon. He's frustrated he didn't make the contact.
Hear the complaints there about the lack of a free kick, and again they complain. This would be controversial. Here goes Dybala. Yellow card for Yankto.
Well, I would never say a foul's a good foul, but he knew exactly what he was doing there, because Dybala had to switch a play on to that right-hand side. So just grabs him. If Dybala had got his head up, there was a pass out to the right-hand side, and Juve were in. Of course, the crowd are getting frustrated because they thought it was a foul over on this near side a little bit earlier on. From, I think it was Matuidi or Alexandro. That's Matuidi that just catches the centre-half, Ferrari.
The word here for De Pauli. It always interests me with challenges like Yankto's there, as we again see Ronaldo go over under the foul, or the challenge by Colli.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think he does get much of the ball, does he? He doesn't get any of the ball, in fact. That should have been a free kick on the edge of the box.
Going back to the Yankto foul, you see red cards shown for less cynical challenges than that. I'm not saying send him off for it, but it's one of those little anomalies in the game. From Alexandro. Dybala.
Well, I spent a lot of time with one or two referees. They'd always say, if you're going to commit a foul like that, use your arms to grab him. If you kicked Dybala there, he would have got a red card, because it would then be thought of as violent play.
Look at that, 29% play, 71, but they won the Lanterna with 36.6% on Saturday, Sam. From Alexandro, and what about that from Cristiano Ronaldo? Towering header to make it 10 for the season and put Juve back in front.
Well, how long does he stay in the air here? Alexandro has got the freedom of the park down this left-hand side. The Paulo again was tucked in. I don't know what Ranieri was saying to him, but at some point he's got to close the ball. He can't get out there. The cross is a good one, but what a header that is from Cristiano Ronaldo. The Paulo doesn't get tight enough. There's the ball round the back. He hangs in the air, and he's still got to keep it down, and he's still got to head it back across the goalkeeper. That is magnificent from Cristiano Ronaldo.
The ability to do that is almost otherworldly. Look how long he stays, and look at the concentration. That is pure poetry.
Only thing that Muru could have done was to jump earlier. Sometimes as a defender you have to jump early to try and put the other player off, the attacking player off. And the attacking player has to nudge you in the back to get to the ball.
Jump earlier, foul him, carry a step ladder.
Not a good idea in the penalty box to foul him, but the other two, maybe so.
Here goes Higuain. They mustn't throw it away at the end of this first half, Samdoria. Here's Linetti. Now Caprari. Into Torsby. Just didn't make right kind of contact on that. It's a good response this from Sam. Here's Muru. And he's kept running here, Nicola Muru. Well, they've overcommitted a bit here, Sam. Here goes Ronaldo. It was won that by Higuain, but in fact he didn't blow for the free kick. Here's Gaston Ramirez. Yankto to line it up, and Tess Buffon, who's behind it all the way, and that will just about do it for the first half.
Yeah, what I liked about that from Juve's point of view, the two players that were going for the knockdown, Alexandro and Bonucci, only one from Sampdoria. They were probably fairly confident that Buffon would catch it anyway, or hold on to it.
It's been dramatic. It's been a real test for Juventus against an improving Sampdoria. It'll be Samp's final half of football before the break. Juve have to go to Riyadh on Sunday. This will guarantee, should Juve hold on to this or extend, that they'll be at worst level with Inter going into the festive break. They resume pretty quickly actually in the new year, the first weekend. put that experiment of the Boxing Day games behind them.
6 games on that Bank Holiday Monday in Italy.
Coppa Italia also comes into play in January. I know you're looking forward to that, Stuart. It's always an engaging tournament. Had a thrilling climax last season at the Olimpico. There's Yankto.
Yeah, I would say, right, other than the FA Cup, the Coppa Italia is the next best cup competition in European football. In terms of what it means for the clubs. I've seen enough of this man, Linetti, on his day. Dynamic player in that midfield, gets on the ball, makes things happen. He's a forward-thinking player as well. He'll run forward with the ball, get shots away.
When Ronaldo connected with that header to give Juve the lead, he was 8'4" off the ground, and he jumped 28 inches off the ground to make contact. That is just extraordinary, and it wasn't just the height, it was the hold.
Yeah, there might be 1 or 2 players that could still jump that high. There's not too many players that could hang in the air for that long, and then at the end of it still have the ability to head it exactly where they wanted to.
All in all, it was pretty special, and so was that from Cristiano Ronaldo. Stretching it behind was Ferrari.
A bit of skid here again from Ronaldo. Quick turn there to get away from Murillo. Quite the cross at the end of it. Looking for Higuain.
Fired in by Dybala. Ronaldo was again the target. Now Pjanic. Ferrari was unsure, so chested it behind again.
Yeah, he had a little look where Ronaldo was there. Ferrari backing off. He has to deal with it. Actually, Ronaldo hadn't gone for it, but probably would have stayed in play.
Almost looks like a rugby union game. Ronaldo trying to get a lift there off Demiral. Touched on by a Samdoria head. Ronaldo went up again. Here's Ferrari. Caprari is the outlet ball. One back and there was no foul, and Danilo can continue. There's Matuidi.
Nearly played 4 minutes of this second half. Sampdoria struggled to get out their half at the moment.
Yeah, De Paoli's struggling here, I think. A little shake of his head there to the referee, and indeed to his captain as well. They're not going to mess around here. Is this where it happened, Stuart? Little stretch there.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe already had a knock. The way he's shaking his head, didn't seem to be too much wrong with it. There's that ball played into the box. There was a bit of shirt tugging going on by several players. Paoli's had a difficult evening. I wouldn't say it was his fault. He just had 2 jobs to do. Do I pick up Matuidi? Do I pick up Alexandro? Whichever one he went to, the ball was played to the other. Almost impossible for him.
Yeah, Ranieri didn't much help him there. Nerdy Laris, who the former Juventus Academy player, he's going to come on here. Big day for him. Haven't seen him too often. He'll slot in down that left-hand side. Now Alexandro. Long diagonal looking for Dybala. The other problem for Ranieri is it might have to be either or with Quagliarella and Gabbiadini, having had to use a substitute already at the start of this second half. They often like to keep one in reserve.
Same problem for Leiris. Tucked in. Ball goes out to Alexandro.
Here's Ronaldo. Boomed away by Colli.
Yeah, better touch from Ronaldo. Got his shot away. He's taking a whack for his troubles off of Colli.
Now Bonucci. Demiral for Danilo. Here's Matuidi. Cross from Matuidi, and I was never getting anywhere near Ronaldo. Flick forward by Rabiot for Higuain. Now they get it forward quickly for Caprari. Great running from Maru outside him in support. That's some chase forward that earns Samp a corner.
Torsby is one of the targets in the box, one of their bigger players. Colli, of course, is in there as well. Ferrari, Rio.
In he goes from Caprari. And it fell kindly and through a crowd of players. Held by Buffon in the end.
And it's Yankto that gets the strike in. I think it might have been given as offside against Gaston Ramirez, who stepped over the ball, surely interfering with play. Had Buffon made a mistake?
It's Dybala. Sampdoria, though, are alive and kicking here. Only beaten Spal, Udinese and Genoa under Ranieri. A big scalp, as they often pick up. Previous happier Serie A seasons would go down very well. Even a draw against Juve would be a badge of honour.
Well, we were here last season for that game where they destroyed Napoli. And where Quagliarella scored that brilliant goal.
Up goes Ronaldo, great spring again. That was the night when I felt really sorry for Gregoire Defrel, who scored a fantastic goal of his own that no one ever remembers.
Frustration from the crowd. They wanted the ball played forward that little bit quicker.
That's nicely worked. Desperately trying to get the middle in support there of Leiris. Torsby. Buffon was just struggling for a moment there.
Well, that was better from Sampdoria. Started with a bit of combination play down the right-hand side. Murillo getting forward. Torsby with the shot, always missing that near post.
Yeah, and I'll take back the comment about Buffon struggling. He was across and had it well covered. Now Danilo. Juve have been prone to slip-ups in games. They've already not gifted a goal to Samp because it was very well taken, but given them that window, and they mustn't do so again. It's a vulnerability we're not used to seeing about Juve. Here's Ronaldo. Great change of direction there from Cristiano Ronaldo. Now Rabiot. Danilo. Here's Dybala. Brilliant service. Should have been 3. Matuidi made a mess of that.
Well, I think it comes off his shoulder in the end. Just tries to flick his head at this instead of just making the right connection. It's a terrible effort from him. Great cross from Dybala. He's made the right run. It does come off his shoulder. Ronaldo's in behind. I think both of them were onside when the ball was played. It comes off his shoulder, nowhere near it with his head in the end.
It's not as if there was anyone behind him who might have scored, so it's okay. Obviously he's not aware of that, but it was terrible technique from Matuidi. Not one he'll want to see again. Ronaldo. Now Danilo. Alexandro.
Him higher up the field, Gaston Ramirez. And some good closing down there.
Big leap there from Mary Demiral. Now Torsby. Here's Carol Linetti. Maru. That was a painful one as Rabiot came in to win it.
Got out there quickly, Rabiot. He's playing in a midfield three, tucked in, but when the ball was played wide, he got out there quickly, stopped Maru playing it forward. Illegally, according to the referee.
Switch of play there from Maru. Now Gaston Ramirez. Juve with the very kind draw, many felt, in the Champions League. Away and then home against Lyon. Napoli got Barcelona, which is quite the opposite. And in a way, the great news for Romantics is that Atalanta got Valencia and therefore have a chance. Would you think, not a walk in the park, but Juve should beat Lyon over 2 legs?
They should do. I don't think they've been at their very best this season by any means, but I'm not sure they would need to be at their best to beat Lyon over 2 legs. Especially with the injury to Memphis Depay for Lyon. He's been their major inspiration in terms of forward play.
Caprari, the foot high, and the referee allowed it. Juve didn't much like it. Samp have the free kick anyway. And the yellow card for Pjanic. He has in the past sent off Juve players 6 times, Rocky, including Pjanic.
Well, it wasn't for the foul, it's for the way he argued with the referee. Gesticulated at him. Just got to be careful. Pjanic can lose his rag. In fact, he misses the ball completely. This is where he commits the foul. Just catches his man there, Caprari. And then he had a go at the referee.
Remember that night in Naples when Alex Meret was sent off and Juve took control, then Pjanic got himself sent off. Rocky was the referee that night. Well, Gaston Ramirez over the free kick on his favourable side. It's overhit, easy for Buffon. Final half hour at Marassi.
It was easy for Buffon, but he just looked to be on his heels slightly there when that ball was played in. Took him a long time to make a decision to come for it. That doesn't do the goals justice, does it?
No, it really doesn't.
Dybala and Ronaldo. 2 outstanding goals.
Yellow cards just starting to mount up. I think Murillo's been due one, though, to be fair.
Well, Ronaldo just plays the ball beyond him. Murillo just can't get out the way in the end, but when he just booked Pjanic, he was always going to... He just tries to hold his ground, doesn't he? That's what the referee saw. Maybe a little bit unlucky, Murillo. Ronaldo's going to make the most of it. Gabbiadini, we're now going to see, Yankto the player off.
Yeah, it's about time, the Sam fans are saying. 4 goals in his last 7 in all competitions. The winner so dramatically on Saturday night. Claudio Ranieri had said before that game that Gabbiadini needs to smile more about life. And after he scored the winner, he gaffer-taped the boot with which he scored it to the wall, muddied, battle-hardened. See what happens here as Dybala swings it in. The return is held by Odero, but back to that story. So after that victory, having been told he needs to smile more, did all of that. Picture went viral, everyone loved it. Good side of football, and he drops him. So he does everything his coach wants him to do. Smiles, scores the winner. And we're playing against Juve. Well, you might get half an hour at the end.
Could be a big half an hour for him, though. If he can get in the game, if he can take a chance. Gives him a greater forward thrust.
It is from Gaston. Torsby's getting into forward positions. This is Linetti. Stolen away by Higuain. Dybala is to his left. Maru did wonderfully well. And even better finds Caprari. Maru to cut inside. Merih Demiral was just struggling a bit there.
Struggling, but he's got a lot of strength and a lot of pace. Just gets himself back into a good position. Just when Muro looked as though he was cutting inside of him. Here's that strike from Dinlo inside of the right foot. Bonucci would have been offside had he made contact. But he did make contact. It wasn't a bad effort from Bonucci. And he was coming back from an offside position.
I think Merih Demiral needs to learn to use that physicality sensibly. He was pretty close there to committing a foul inside his own penalty area.
Well, he committed a couple in the first half, didn't he? Or nearly. One that was looked at to see whether it was a penalty. Quite rightly, I don't think it was given. And then he had that one on the edge of the box. He took a swipe at the ball and just caught one of the Samdoria players.
Should Maru have to go off? I suspect that means no Quagliarella. Would have to be a direct replacement unless Torsby went and played there and they work things around. Is he good enough to be Juve centre-half long-term? Some think he is, some aren't so sure.
He's got a lot of people fighting his corner. He's very highly regarded, both at club and international level. He's got to displace Delict on a regular basis. It's not going to be Bonucci, the captain of the club, the captain of the team at the moment.
Yeah, Maru is going to be okay for now. Here's Danilo. It's too much for Adrien Rabiot.
Certainly had his critics, didn't he, Danilo, at Real Madrid and Manchester City. Leiris is now playing on the left-hand side. Came on the right. Ferrari has gone to the right-hand side for it, so it's a front three now for Sampdoria. Gabbiadini playing through the middle.
This will be a test for Juventus. better delivery, and Bonucci wasn't certain with that. Gabbiadini. There's Caprari to recycle. Tries to play it for Gaston Ramirez, and it's enough for a corner.
I think that was a chance for Neres when that ball was first played in. As you said, Bonucci was struggling, Pjanic was struggling for pace there against Gaston Ramirez.
Sampa starting to fancy this again as we head towards the final quarter. In from Gaston Ramirez, away too easily by Danilo. Poor corner.
Well, he certainly had his moments with the home crowd. Gaston Ramirez wasn't in favour with the Boo Boys for a while. A bit of stick off the crowd. He's more popular now.
Dybala. Still going here, Dybala, but really got any pace. Now this is Torsby. He looks quite a presence in the centre of that Samp midfield. Good touch from Colli. And Mehdi Laris. Effortless for Gaston. Now Torsby. Gaston Ramirez for a second time, and Gabbiadini made that run across the near post. Now Rabiot, chugging forward here, Rabiot. Here's Ronaldo. After the umpteen step-overs, it's deflected to Ardera, who dealt with that very calmly in the end. It's got a real end-to-end feel about it now, this. Samp digging into their reserves, Laris. Here's Maru. It's another excellent ball in, and it was touched so nearly into the path of Gaston Ramirez.
Well, Gabbiadini does well. No pressure on the ball. They get a 2v1 in the wide area. Good cross played in. Gabbiadini gets a touch, and you can see Gaston Ramirez coming round the back. Couldn't quite get on the end of it. That's the end of Higuain. Wasn't quite at his best today. He was brilliant at the weekend against Udinese. Well, he was playing in the centre-forward role, the number 10. He looked the playmaker, the link-up man, and the main striker all in one. Not tonight.
Jude will be happy. Here comes Aaron Ramsey for Higuain. Chance to get this game won and to try and settle into this side.
Well, he'll play in the role that Dybala was playing, and Dybala will now play up front with Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, he's always likely to score a goal, is Aaron Ramsey. He makes a lot of forward runs. He's intelligent when he gets into the top third of the field.
2 Juve goals so far against Verona, and then that comical one against Lokomotiv that he took off Ronaldo. I thought Torsby got the ball there. Rocky disagrees.
Yeah, good tackle. Nothing wrong with that from Torsby. There's the shot a little bit earlier on. They knew he was going to come in on his right foot, and he got half a block in. Nero comfortable that Higuain wasn't going to follow, quite close enough.
There's Pjanic. That was well won. Final 20 minutes now.
Yeah, well won by a player on a yellow card, remember, Murillo.
Having been booked early at the weekend, I know he's suspended tonight, but Ronaldo Vieira pulled off one of the great escape acts, getting through that derby with the number of challenges that were flying in. Having been booked early without a second yellow was extraordinary. Now Dybala. Here is Ramsey.
The person that would like Adam Ramsey to have a bit more time for Juventus is Ryan Giggs. He's Welsh manager for the European Championship. He needs to have a bit of game time.
Well, they will, of course, feature in Rome. Ryan Giggs is Wales. There's Rabiot for Dybala.
Hasn't been able to affect the game quite as much in this second half. Dybala.
Lloris. One back by Rabiot. Here's Pjanic. Ramsey saw the presence of Ronaldo and it was a good effort to try and pick him out.
Well, that's where he is clever, in and around the box. Received the ball into feet, knew he couldn't get the shot away. Knew that Ronaldo was making the run in behind him.
Matuidi. Here's Danilo. Now Bonucci.
Look at the passes that Juve have had, 512. Completely dominating the possession of the ball. Still only one goal advantage for them. One of the goals scored by that man there, brilliant technique. Not too happy by the looks of it, Higuain.
He always wants to be out there, Higuain. He never likes sitting on the bench. Here's Danilo. Dybala. Now Ramsey. Inevitably Juve with a bit more space in which to work. Sam pushed for that equaliser. It's good defending by Ferrari. Chases on here for Manolo Gabbiadini up against Bonucci.
Just having a look at the way Samdoria set up. Set up as a front three. It's not really. Ramirez has gone to the right-hand side, Lloris to the left, but Caprari's played in behind Gabbiadini.
Pjanic. Now Dybala. Clever turn from Ramsey.
Well, he'll certainly make those forward runs. He's good with his back to goal. He's an instinctive player. He'd like to really have a lot of discipline in his play.
Push from Alexandra, at least it looked like one. Now Torsby. Linetti. I think peak Juve already had this game won. And it just looked a bit jittery in this second half. They're still not at their best. There have been moments of wonder, of course, from Dybala and Ronaldo and some of the control, but still a team some way short of where they want to be. Pagello's going to come on for the last 15 minutes here for Maru. And the boos are no Quagliarella, because that confirms it. That's the third change.
Yeah, I think he's been struggling. Muru, since he got that injury maybe 10 minutes ago.
Good leap from Rabiot. Look at this again, Merih Demiral. Booked actually for the challenge on Caprari.
Well, he can be a loose cannon. That's his problem. He's got great athleticism. He can read danger. He's decent on the ball, but he just can show signs of ill discipline. There wasn't that much wrong with that. He put his arm, yes, and then he starts to lose his head.
Dybala's off. Douglas Costa, who they miss being at full fitness, is on. Juve fans will be pleased to see him active and well, and he could have a big second half of the season. Two big misses really have been Chiellini and him. Chiellini, of course, massively, as a leader as well as a player. Douglas Costa is so high class. Here's Lloris. Torsby. Cross whipped in, and Bonucci rather awkwardly shovels it nearly behind, and Ronaldo decides to keep it in play. And then Ronaldo chases it and wins it back. It's like a personal challenge to him at times. Torsby. Linetti. Clean from Rabiot, says the referee. Douglas Costa.
Interesting to see where Douglas Costa's going to play. He's going to play up, or try and play up front with Ronaldo.
Lloris. Linetti. Now Torsby. Back with Carol Linetti. Now Jello, the substitute. Here's Torsby. He's done so well to keep it alive. Caprari. And then the overhead from Gaston Ramirez came to nothing.
Well, you can see why he's putting his hands on his head there, Caprari. There was a moment there where that far post opened up for him. He tried to bend it in there. He didn't quite get it right. But I think Sarri is almost inviting trouble here. The substitutions he's made, being slightly more defensive. No real centre forward at the moment. Ronaldo's drifted out to the left-hand side. Aaron Ramsey's playing as the furthest forward midfield player.
Pjanic for Rabiot. Then it's overcooked by Merih Demiral.
Just sense that Samdoria believe they can get something out of this game now.
All the signs are there, aren't they? Juve sucked far too deep. And defensively vulnerable as they've been all season. Ronaldo.
Seems though Sampdoria close the ball down with greater ease at the moment, get more players in and around the ball. It's the change of system they've used. It means that Mr. Ramirez isn't quite so well. Here's Torsby breaking forward, does well. This is the moment where you just thought he could bend it into the far corner. Demiral got the block in. Not quite good enough from Gaston Ramirez with the volley. Knows what he wants to do, just doesn't make the connection.
Frustrated faces out there from a Juve perspective, as Alexandro just gets a little bit of treatment. Nothing Audero could do about either of the goals. Ranieri wants a bit more from his side here.
He wants his team squeezing up the pitch. He's left it a long time for them to do it. They've been better in the last 10 minutes.
There's Ferrero, the resident of Samp, on the right of the picture. You saw the way he celebrated the goal early on. Some nervous faces on that Juve bench, and indeed, up in the stand, Chiellini and Pavel Nedved. Deschilio is going to replace Alexandro, and he makes his 50th competitive appearance for Juventus and his 150th Serie A appearance. I told you it was a night of landmarks. Statistician's heaven, this game. At the moment it's 3 points for Juve, and the only stat that matters.
Well, he's a versatile player. Deschilio can play at left back or right back. Seen him play on the right-hand side of a back three as well.
Ronaldo. Keeping Samdoria thinking as Pjanic switched it back that side.
He's a bit unlucky there, Ramsey. Just slips.
Jello. How about that for a pass for Gaston Ramirez? He fancies taking on Deschilio. I think if Deschilio had gone over there, he'd have got the free kick, but behind for the corner.
Well, it's difficult for Deschilio. His first involvement in the game. 1v1 against Gaston Ramirez, who tries to knock it past him. Just had enough pace to get there, Deschilio.
Now, do they have enough of a threat? Colley's in there, Torsby in towards Colley. Drops for Linetti. I thought he might hit that first time. Would have been some technique, but he didn't trust himself.
Well, the only way he was going to get that shot in was by taking it first time. As soon as he caught it on his chest, the Juve player was right on top of him.
Pumped forward by Audero. Not sure how Gabbiadini's meant to win that against Bonucci. Broken up by Matuidi, who missed that glorious chance to make it 3.
Yeah, waste from the goalkeeper, Audero. Deschilio would be part of Mancini's Italian squad in the Euro Championship.
Yeah, his versatility, I think, does that, doesn't it? Gives them a right back, a left back, and if they were desperate, a centre-half as well. They just create that one chance here, Sam. Still in this. Didn't look likely when Dybala gave Juve the lead in such spectacular style. Ramsey. Prodded forward by Matuidi for Ronaldo. Header from Deschilio for Pjanic. Here's Rabiot.
Just started to gain that control again here, Juventus. Sloppy 10-minute period.
Dispossessed there is Rabiot, now Linetti. He tried to do all that he could there.
Yeah, Ronaldo coming back from an offside position. Some of these free kicks they've been taking haven't been particularly good. They've got to get the ball in the box. So he's not quite sure where to go with it. And he plays it short. Now they're under pressure.
Reece nowhere near strong enough there. Here's Caprari. Still they push. Still they try their luck. Gaston Ramirez with the cross. Torsby couldn't get there, and then it's slashed out high and wide by Jason Murillo.
Well, we've been talking about Demiral. He actually gets a good header in here, just there, up against Torsby. Brilliant from the centre-back.
See that hang time again from Ronaldo.
Didn't win the ball, but he stops the centre-half getting a clean header.
Matuidi. There's Douglas Costa, left the ball behind. Now Collie. Pjanic. Ronaldo went over theatrically there. Rabiot. Now Ramsey.
Good bit of play from Rabiot. Couple of 1-2s, forward run. Just taking the sting out of the game here for Juventus. Samdoria now struggling to get the ball. They need it back quickly.
Here's Danilo. This is the Juve control, the Juve squeeze. It's looking more and more like it might be a gallant effort in defeat by Sam. Now Ronaldo. Audero came a long way. And the flag is up to deny Ronaldo what would have been a clinching goal for sure.
But they will look at it, because the referee allowed the ball to go into the back of the net before he blew the whistle. Is he offside? It's a tight one. I think he just about is offside. It's a poor effort by Audero coming out.
It's hard from the angle we saw, but when you looked along that line, it felt as if some part of his body was.
And that's exactly, well, he's just been told to hold on at the moment. VAR is still looking at it. As you said, we didn't have quite the right angle where we are here.
Feels as if everyone thinks it's going to be offside.
Well, the way the players are lining up, ready for the kick to be taken. It's a good ball played by Aaron Ramsey. Nice bit of bend on it. Good touch to take him beyond the goalkeeper.
And it's a nightmare for Audero, isn't it? Judged it completely wrong.
Does look offside.
Unless the light's playing a trick or something, he looked clearly offside with that one, and we do carry on. Now Torsby. We've got in each other's way there. 5 minutes to be added on. Here's Ronaldo. Ferrari across to try and deal with him. It's Ronaldo! Twice he's come close to a second goal.
Twice he's been put through by Aaron Ramsey. That's a good pass. Now 1v1, he was always going to cut in onto his right foot. Murillo, the covering defender, can't get back and help Ferrari. And this time it just bends away from the goal rather than going towards that far post.
Second yellow card and a red for Caprari. A challenge on Mary Demiral. Rocky shows his 5th red card of the season. And this is why.
Well, I'm not sure that he throws that elbow. Yes, he puts his arms up and he does look at Demiral. But Demiral has gone down as if he was caught in the face, and I think he was caught around about the neck, but it wasn't a bad challenge.
Well, Caprari can't believe it. And he's still pleading his case. Sam down to 10. There's the Ronaldo one again.
Yeah, it's just that shoulder. He's in the offside position. I think he's a bit unlucky, Caprari. Demiral made the most. He was putting his arms up, yes, but he wasn't swinging his elbow into the face of Demiral. I think he's got that wrong, Rocky. Another minute added on because of that.
There is Demiral. Challenge from Collie. Sam keep coming. Of course, with just over 3 minutes left of added on time, the extra man doesn't really matter. Certainly from a set piece it doesn't.
You're absolutely right, and that's a silly challenge from Danilo. Gaston Ramirez is going to come over here. There's one of the main targets. Gabbiadini will look to feed off any knockdown. Murillo arguing with Demiral, or trying to find out whether it was a bad challenge or not.
In from Ramirez. Looked good, didn't it, for a while, but just curved away in the end.
It looks like it might deceive Buffon, but it just had too much on it. Whips it in. Collie can't quite get round the back. Will they get one more chance, Samdoria?
There's Collie. Now Gabbiadini. Well, that might have been it. Chance to at least give Gaston a chance. But through it went to Buffon.
I feel as though they just need one more set play. That's the only chance they're going to get.
Only 90 seconds remain, though. Buffon is going to draw level with Maldini, it would seem, with a win. But it's been hard fought all the way, this, for Juve. Has to come forward now for Sam, but one back. Pjanic trying to control it with Douglas Costa. Here's Matuidi. Took his time and then he gives Juve the free kick. And is he going to book Murillo again here as well?
It's going to be a... Murillo was booked earlier on. Well, obviously not.
That's all a bit confusing. It's Gaston Ramirez, that's why it's confusing. It was his reaction that Rocky didn't appreciate. This is it. All they could do is smash it forward and hope. Torsby. Jello. They do at least have a free kick if they have time. They're not going to launch it in, they're going to play it into the midfield.
Good header from De Chilio, and that's it.
Juve worked hard all the way here to grab this win. Samp threw everything at them, and the Juve players know how important this is. They go back to the top, for the time being at least. And Ranieri beaten by his old side. It was a first half of tremendous quality in front of goal from Juve, first from Dybala, and then after Caprari had equalised from Cristiano Ronaldo. Samp furious with some of the refereeing decisions.